Hello guys, how are you? Okay, so today I want to talk about just getting a quick, fast mommy out the door look, something that you don't have to spend a lot of time on, especially if you don't want tons of coverage. You just want some of that quick, fast. You're getting ready to go to your kids' dentist appointments and you don't want to look like you just walked out like a zombie. I'm going to show you guys that here. So I'm using a cream-based foundation. It is my go-to because it does cover really well and you don't feel like you have a lot on. So some of the things as busy moms, I think we struggle with is we think we can't really do makeup because we feel like it's going to take too much time, or we feel like we don't want to look like we just walked out of like a pageant, right? We just want to look natural. We want to look like we just put on something naturally, right? We don't want to look overdone, but we don't want to look like a zombie, right? So that's why I love these quick mommy out the door looks, because they are so easy, but they're so simple, but they're so effective, right? So I'm going to be using a foundation like I just showed you today. I'm going to be showing you what I like to do for underneath my eyes, and I'm using a concealer. And so I'm using a concealer that's for purple, okay? And I'm just using my finger because that's the easiest thing to do when we don't have anything, like if we're in our car or something. So do you see how that just covered that purple right then and there? I'm just going to stick it right there. It covers that purple. And it's just going to go right in there. Now, if you want to, you could use a little brush. If you wanted to, you could just throw that right underneath there, and it gives it that more of a natural look. So covering those mommy eyes is so important because you just get so dang tired, right? I like to put a little bit of like contour concealer on my bones right here, my cheekbones, because I like to have a little bit of color. I don't want to look like a pasty ghost. So I like to just throw on a little bit of color, and I take whatever's left over and I just throw that on my lid. Okay. So whatever was left over, I just throw on my lid. I know this looks like a crazy mess right now, but I promise you it's all going to come together. So what I like to do is I like to take this brush. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to first blend it out on my lid. Okay, so do you see how it kind of just gave me that little brown to it? And here I'm just going to blend out that contour. So it gives me a little bit of brown tint to myself, but it's not a lot, right? It's just a little bit, but not tons. Just enough to kind of give me some color. Okay. So I just like throwing that on there. Just ignore my brows. They need to be done. And I haven't had a chance to do them. Okay, so if you feel like, I want a little bit more, you can always just take a brush. And I will take a brush sometimes and I'll just pat a little bit more on. But I like to add rather than having to worry about, taking away or anything like that. Because I hate having to take away, right? Like that's a pain in the butt, is having to take away rather than to add, because it's so much easier to add than it is to take away. Okay, so this is my go-to brush. I love this little fluffy brush here. So if I feel like I want a little bit more of that brown on my lid, I'll just take that brush, pat it into the product, and I'll just throw it on there really quick and fast and easy. Okay. And I'll show you kind of here in a second, kind of what I'm doing. Sarah says, oh my gosh, I struggle with contour so much. This is absolutely insanely easy. Yes, absolutely love it. So the thing that I like to do is kind of take like a drab look and make it look fab is I take that light concealer and I just put it in my corners right here. I just put it in my corners and then I just blend that out. Okay, I just blend that out super fast. You see how easy that was? Super easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so then I like to just do my brows because brows are so important, especially when they are so unkept as mine are right now. Mine need waxed and mapped so bad. It's not even funny. So these need to be cleaned up a little bit, but we're not going to worry about that today. So I'm going to show you what I like to do to get those micro banded, blended looking brows. So I like to just use this eyeliner, and I like to take it and I like to just map out where I want that brow. Okay, gosh, these brows are horrible. I need to do this right after we get off of here. And so I'm just gonna go in and I'm just mapping them out, okay? I am gonna go back. I am going to kind of clean them up with this brush right in here. Just going to clean that up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to take my spule and I'm just going to fix those a little bit. Perfect. Now, I like to use a white liner underneath my eyes, especially if I'm not doing very much to myself, because it helps bring that eye forward. So I like to use a clear liner, and I'll just take it and I'll just pop it underneath my eye. This is going to make my eye appear bigger, and it's just going to make it look more open. Now, I don't want to go without any shadow today, so I just want to apply these quick shadows I've been using. They're so easy, and they're like a liquid glitter glaze. Oh, they turn out so pretty. I'm excited to show you guys here. So all I do is I just put a little bit on there, and I just take it, and I'm just lightly blending that in, okay? I'm just lightly blending that in. Like, I could do this in a parking lot. It's so easy. But I like to put that little concealer on there like I did before, just so it has like a little bit of a base, okay? And then I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of this. Like, look how it takes you from like drab to fab in less than like a few seconds. So I'm just going to take a little brush here, and I'm just going to blend that in. Okay, I'm just going to blend that in. Okay. So do you see how easy peasy that was? And of course, no quick, fast mom, easy look wouldn't be anything unless you gave yourself some mascara, right? So while I'm doing my mascara, I just want to tell you guys, it's so easy for us to get caught up in the fact that we think we have to do all these great, big, phenomenal, like, looks, when in reality, I mean, simple is the best. I always say kiss. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Like, sorry, I had to think for a second while I'm putting that mascara on. It doesn't have to be this big, elaborate look for you to look all put together, right? I mean, look at my brows, for crying out loud. Like, they need tamed bad. Like, really bad. So, I'm just curling my lashes, and I'm going to tell you guys the reason why I chose neutral brown is because when you do like a neutral brown and you put mascara on your lashes, it actually gives your lashes a more of a like a plumped look. It makes them look more volumized. It makes them look more fuller, and it makes them look longer. And so having that clear the clear eyeliner underneath it makes a huge difference too. Makes a huge difference. So absolutely love that. Now, this little color, this little bubbly color that I used for my inner corner, I like to just take a little bit of it and I like to just toss that right in here. And then whatever's left over right in here. Okay, absolutely love this. Love these little new eye things that I'm using. And then I like to just finish off with a really pretty blush and just a really pretty lip. And so my lip's going to be very neutral because I don't want to wear a lot because I just want it to look like a simple look. So I'm just going to toss on a little bit of blush. Some of my blush kind of broke. That's because my kids think it's okay to get into my stuff. And then I just like to take my regular brush that I use for foundation. And I'm just going to take it. I'm going to blend this all in. Okay, it's all blended in. And then I'm going to finish off with just my favorite little lip and lip gloss. Okay, this is super easy. Super easy, but it's simple, right? It's easy, but it's simple. And I just love this little lip gloss. And you're all done. Like, you don't have to do tons of stuff. You don't have to spend all this time. Like, honestly, I love getting glammed up. I love doing all those fun things, but also, like, really, who has a lot of time to do that? We don't have a lot of time, especially as busy moms. We're trying to balance life. We're trying to balance home. We're trying to balance kids. We're trying to balance, you know, making food. We're trying to balance taking kids everywhere. It's just impossible to be able to do everything. And so being able to have a quick, fast, easy look without having to worry about, that's one of the least things we need to worry about. And so having that, you know, out the door, ready to go is going to be such a lifesaver for you. And so because I like to make sure I don't get kid goobies on me and that it stays all day, I just spray it with a setting spray and I just lock it in there. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I'm just curious what you guys do for your quick, fast, out the door look. So I am so excited